all of a sudden they're special.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden everyone loves them. And then there's also, if you live your life in this state of anxiety and depression, you're not happy, and then this thing is offered up as a solution. Boy, you can believe in solutions. You'll join the fucking army. You'll believe in solutions to your problems. People do it all the time. They're like, this is what I need. And then you do that. I'm going to get married. That's it. That'll fix it. I'm going to get rich. That'll fix it. Nope.
Yeah.
Like, you got to figure out what the fuck is wrong with you.
Yeah.
And it might not be becoming a girl.
Yeah.
You know, you might be lured into that because you're getting all this positive attention. You might just be a gay man.
Yeah.
You know, that's possible too. And a lot of them turn out to be just that if they leave them alone.
Well, there's a new study out which shows that something that most people knew anyway, which is that most of these gender-confused kids, for most of them it's a phase, and most of them turn out to be gay, young gay men or lesbians. And this is a really good example of why language matters, because one of the great crusades of the trans lobby at the moment is to ban conversion therapy. Now, we all think of conversion therapy as the kind of pseudoscience that is used to try and turn a gay kid straight, right? And most of us frown upon this. We think it's ridiculous. We think it's a form of religious fundamentalism, and, you know, leave these kids alone. But when the trans lobby says that they want to ban conversion therapy, very often what they mean is that they want to restrict the rights of doctors and even parents to say to their gender-confused kid, no, you're just a boy. Accept it, you're a boy. And you might be a gay boy. So live your life freely, but you don't have to go through surgery, you don't have to take drugs. So actually what the trans lobby is calling for when they say we want to ban conversion therapy is conversion therapy. They want to turn the young gay boy into a so-called woman in order to correct his sexual disorder, in order to make him the right gender. And you know what other country does this? Iran. Yeah. Iran is second only to Thailand in the number of gender transition surgeries.
Because you can't be gay, but you could be
right?
trans.
Exactly. And exactly. It's not doing this because it's hyper woke and it reads Teen Vogue and it listens to people at The Guardian. It does it because it is violently homophobic. And it would rather have a man mutilated to become a so-called woman rather than to have a gay man in its society. So the fact that these homophobic and misogynistic trends are now making gains in Western society, I think is indicative of a culture of irrationalism that is taking over, and it's something that we've got to push back against.
And you're not hearing about this enough. Like, if it wasn't for conversations like this, if it wasn't for the internet, you're not hearing this anywhere. You're not hearing all of the factors that are falling into place that's allowing this stuff to sort of be accepted worldwide. You're not hearing this enough. It's just happening. And most people are like, what is going on? Yeah. And they don't have the ability to talk out. Your organization that you are employed by has a specific language that would restrict you from discussing things. Like, you could literally get fired if you decide not to call this man who wears a dress a woman. You will get fired. You'll be labeled a bigot. And that's also self-censorship sets in, and then you don't want to talk out about anything else as well. You just want to keep your job, and then you become this miserable person who's just compliant all day. Yeah. You're not a valid human being. You're subservient to this stupid fucking ideology that's swept across the world like wildfire.
Yeah, well, that's another function of censorship, in fact. And yes. One of the points I make in A Heretic's Manifesto is that you know, when you say that there's a new form of heresy hunting today, people will say, oh, calm down. You know, no one's been burnt at the stake. No one's having their head chopped off for criticizing Jesus or the prime minister or whatever. But there are new forms of heresy hunting. You don't suffer death, but you suffer social death. You suffer professional death. You may very well be expelled from polite society. You might even lose your job as a consequence of saying men are not women, as a consequence of saying the climate change problem has been exaggerated, as a consequence of saying I don't think we should have locked down our societies. People have suffered real consequences as a result of expressing those ideas. So that it is a new form of witch hunting. It is a new form of putting people in a metaphorical stock and throwing rotten tomatoes at them because they have the supposedly wrong views. And so heresy hunting has come back in. And one of the points I make in my book is that cancel culture is just not a sufficient phrase to describe what we're living through.